You know, I get so busy trying to head out to practice, I damn near forgot my helmet pads this time. First it was like what? I forgot my mask, then the next time I forgot cleats, and then again almost forgot my mask, and now this time I almost forgot my whole ass shoulder pads. I was walking out like, why is my hand empty? Aaron is ordering Tacomundo. So he was like, should we have Tacomundo tonight? I'm like, I don't care what the hell you eat. Oh right, it's Thursday. Little bit of a clap back. Like, dude, you forgot what day it was. Sometimes I wonder if he wishes he could. What is that guy setting up? He's got like 2 long poles and what looks to be that little buoy that the lifeguards carry. We don't have water around here. That's a skate park, not a pool. See, my hair is a trifling mess. Yeah. But, and since I'm not going to be walking by where he's setting up, I guess it's just going to maintain a mystery for me.
Oh, do we have an officer?
Looked up at the corner and saw him, and it's one of those like single wheel skateboards that flexes in the middle. Whatever. See you guys here in a little bit as I get further on in my travels. Why am I singing that specific tune? We're at that wonderful point. It smell like noodles. Wet, warm noodles. Not a bad thing. But the sun is in that really weird setting spot. Yo. Hi. You heading to practice? What? Yeah, I taunted you. I'm just being weird and stupid. Yeah. I mean, stupid as American typically is and weird as I am. I'm starting to smell cheese. No. Well, yes, but mixed. It smells like cheesy spaghetti. And I've lost it. So it was back there in that little courtyard area. It smelled real good. Anyways, as I was saying, the sun's getting low, big fella. Aaron and I watched Age of Ultron last night. So, speaking of like craziness, when I was reviewing, I was telling Willie that there's so much more Banner and thus Hulk in, like, it took a while for Banner to actually get a decent character. Like, we saw it a little bit in Ultron, and he didn't like, you know, Code Green. And so then there was a lot of Hulk with Banner. It just, like, I understand it's basically 2 characters, but it took so long for Mark Ruffalo's character to actually get some time, per se. Okay, now the acorns are real hard. They're still long. Last I checked, when they're long, they're like fully healthy. But as you guys can see, you can kind of see where the camera gets across my face. And I'm, yeah, horizontal with it. The sun is about right. We're really close to it setting. Something like that, yeah. So, sorry, but it's gonna be, I mean, that's just this time of year. I like it later when, in like June when we have practices, or May, but pretty soon, well, no, Sunday practices are always gonna be like 11 to so and so. So that'll be fine, but Sunday practices used to be like that weird borderline, like sometimes I could still get it, but then it would be dark by the time I was leaving on Sunday at, you know, 5 o'clock. But yeah, this is the last practice for Isaham. I'm got all my stuff. I have my knee brace on. My pulse was really good on the train, even though it was jam-packed full of people, because we ditched a car at Central for some reason. Whatever. It's dark out. I see a lot of stars because we got a very clear sky. You are recording good. It looks like the lights are still in the process of cooling down from... Oh no, that's just a reflection from in front of the club. So high up there. There are literally no clouds in the sky. I love seeing all these stars. That is a light I did not need in the center of my fucking eye. Those headlights, Jesus. Okay, I'm out of the club. Everybody's over there. We had a... Weirdly, I had a pretty... if previous days have been like 50% practices, this was like 65 to 70 in terms of the breathing thing. I was still getting really winded, but I had the blood test, and since it was on the app, all it did was gave, like, you know, the minimum and the maximums. Aaron and I went over those, but then again, we'd gone over those before on previous blood tests that I had, or Aaron has had, just because it's fun to go over data. But yeah, there wasn't anything that really stuck out, except for beyond the bounds was like the LDL and my something about my thyroid. Hey! It's a fairy ring! Or something. Whatever. But yeah, so, like, I wasn't too terribly... I could feel it during warm-ups. I definitely only made it once around the field. But I was much more, because of the bike riding I'd done all this week, plus the gym, I figured out that... Are you ready to kill Belgium?
I am. See you Sunday.
Tot zondag! And so yeah, we've got but it's just like, I guess since I was a little bit more present with the fact that I was having a problem rather than trying to push myself, and a bit that Cheyenne validated that my thyroid hormone was a little high. Like, she's not a doctor, and I understand. I'm smart enough that I realize that someone who has medical knowledge can tell me what these somewhat mean, but it's not technically a diagnosis. It's sort of like I can tell you guys as linebackers what you should probably focus on, but I'm not telling you exactly how to play. I'm not giving you a playbook. Hopefully my doctor will be in tomorrow and he will be able to explain what this stuff means, because I still don't know what the idea of the EKG is. But anyways, so I was a bit more present with feeling what was going on with my body. And so anyways, but we did good. I had one small little screw up because we were having late strength calls, and we didn't know who was Sam and who was Will, and blah, and like the very first play, I didn't bump out to the B gap. And so yeah, after that I realized, all right, we're going double wide. And so yeah, double wide with one back, duh. Coach West came over and I was just like, my brain had to like go through the Rolodex of stuff to do, and once I got that I was like, right. But after a bunch of plays, I could feel that happening, and it was taking me longer to become more present. And so it was like, this is not going to help people on the field. Technically,
not having someone there is not helpful at all, because then there's nobody covering the middle of the field, and there's no running back covering there's no linebacker in that hole. So you know what I mean? But if I'm not giving my all, then I could get myself injured by the fact that people are giving their all. And that's something y'all freshman linebackers are probably gonna have to realize. To be fair, you're all young, and you're gonna bounce back pretty quickly. I mean, unless you snap a femur in half or something, and that's real rare. But anyways, yeah, I'm just heading back to the bus now. I don't feel as bad after this, even though I did have to hold out, but we did have a linebacker be able to go in, Yori. But because we had to have the will bump out so much and cover a receiver on the outside, it meant George was more at Mike and I was at Will, which is fine. That's just how our defense goes. And that's something you guys got to be aware of. I was talking with Mesavir, who's like 5'5", 5'6". He's in his early 20s, and he's like 68 kilos. You know, it doesn't matter how big or small you are. And I'll say this again, doesn't matter. I mean, size is a plus. But again, if you don't know your playbook, you're not going to be on the field. You could be so big. For those of you that saw the thumbnail, and we're like, where's it in the video? I have like a favorite street light. See all these lights back there? And the ones up here, I have like a favorite street light, because until they clip it, it's actually like there's two leaves, branches on each side that kind of provide a little bit of a light hood for it, so it provides much more light, and I just have to and there's just enough light beaming down that I can get a good thumbnail. But you guys don't get to know which one it is. You don't get to know my favorite one. But yeah, we're getting ready. It is an exhibition game. This doesn't count towards the season. We always want to win, but we've had some shuffling of the rosters, and we're definitely going to be having people show up that want to play, but blah. Javon, yes, I will probably be a starter, because that's what I do, starting Mike linebacker. But I don't know if my health is going to keep me thing, unless the doctor calls me tomorrow and says, hey, why don't you go down to the store, pick this stuff up, take it twice a day. And for some reason I'm feeling super better. Like, it's entirely possible I have a dietary supplement fix with this. Or, you know, but I'm not holding, this isn't the Tulip Bowl. This isn't even something counting towards the Tulip Bowl. So I'm not going to be too butthurt. However, there will still be game footage. If I have highlights from Aaron or the box, I will post them to I'll post the box stuff to my huddle, and I will find specific, if Aaron gets them. Aaron doesn't always get the stuff in the box. He doesn't get the stuff very well, because, well, it's kind of hard to do. But anyways, because he's one camera and he has to be like, yeah, you can't be behind the line and in front of the line at the same time, because he can be on the line, but then, yeah, like if it's awkward because he's one guy, and this camera right here is good, but it's not perfect. It can't be everywhere at the same time. I understand that NFL and college games have like 12 cameras on the field. So, for those of you that are new to the channel, new little linebackers following my journey in European football, just remember that we're one camera. And a guy who's never played the sport, who just watches a lot of my games. That's it for tonight.